5 minutes, and I do not own a 5-minute story, so I'm just going to talk to you. Is that okay? Well, you know, I'm working on a story called Penny Candy Love. And it's funny, when you're working on stories, how a story will kind of spring up out of a story. And you start going, man, I need to screw that piece out and turn it into another story. And there's a story I tell called Potholders. If you don't know it, you can buy my CD for $15 after the show. Hey, okay, performing artist, starving artist. It's in your hands. And, but so there's a story called Potholders where I talk about my dad and just how lovely he is. My dad said to me the other day, I was telling him, he said, Kimmy, what kind of goals do you have? I said, well, I have 5-year goals, you know, 1-year, 2-year, 5-year goals and things. And he said, well, you know, honey, he said, just never forget that a goal is just a dream pulled to earth. Isn't that lovely? Don't let him fool you. He is a mean man. His name is Spike. And, that's funny. And, so anyways, there's a story I wrote called Potholders that I love, and people love it. And I start out talking about all these different toys. I talk about the bedazzler. You know, I was 11 when I got my first bedazzler. You know, you take it's a big blue stapler with rhinestones in it, and you can put it on the bottom of a pair of jeans and slam it down, and on the pockets of your denim jacket, slam it, and you've got your bedazzled. You know, shiny. Girls like shiny. And when I got that for my 11th birthday, within a week, every girl in the neighborhood looked like Dolly Parton. Well, we were 11. We didn't look quite like Dolly Parton. Blue-collar comedy at the Kimball. And, oh, what other toys? Well, it all culminates. There's all these toys I talk about, but I'm going to get to the one that created the story that I'm not going to tell you. So, my sister got a Tootsie Roll Fun Factory, and a Tootsie Roll Fun Factory was the bomb. A, because we never got candy as kids. Never. The Tootsie Roll Fun Factory came with a bag of Tootsie Rolls, banana, orange, lemon, just these great flavors that you couldn't buy in stores. And so when my sister got this, you drop the Tootsie Roll and crank it up, it would go, the Tootsie Roll would fall and go over here and drop, and then you'd down, and you'd have like a medallion with different pictures on it. It was very cool. Well, we never got candy. It's just, my parents were not well off. Candy was a frivolity. That's a big word for a blonde. Write that one down, Dave. Put that on the camera. I used the word parabolic today to the guy in the booth, and he's mad. He said, you didn't look that smart. So anyways, the only time we got candy, once in a while throughout the month, maybe 2 to 4 times a month, we would be out underneath the big cherry tree, and we would be playing, and my dad would come out with a few coins and say, Gary, take your brothers and sisters down to the convenience store, the mini mart, whatever you want to call it. And we would walk. It was almost 1.5 miles. And for 4 little kids, that's a trek. We would walk down there with that money thinking about we were going to, you know, red licorice string, nibs, Mike and Ike's, Necco wafers, you know, the good stuff, bit of honey, Mary Jane's. And we'd get a bag of candy about this big, and we'd fill it with all the penny candy, and we'd walk the long walk home. And my parents must have loved giving us candy, because when we would come home, my dad would be whistling. So I'm working on this story, and I get to that part, and I'm like, that's so... I called my sister up. I said, you're not going to believe this. I said, I'm working on my Potholder story, and I'm talking about the Tootsie Roll Fun Factory, and I started thinking about when Dad used to send for candy, and you know what they were doing? They were, and she goes, I said, listen, I can do a 3-way. You just hold on to me. Click, 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 click. Mom, Dad, put it on speakerphone. I said, I was working on a story, and this is whenever we're going to the cherry tree, used to have this money going down there. Is that true? Dead silence. So I wrote him a song, and I'm going to end with this. First time I've ever played this in public, so be patient. This is a song from my parents and the story I'm writing called Penny Candy Love, so you're going to get the first little glimpse of what is to come to embarrass them. Paybacks. They didn't put nothing in my box. My dad said, you don't need a box, we bought you a car. Stick your stuff in there and get going, you're 18. Penny candy love, You've got my heart wrapped up in cherry licorice string. Penny candy love, chocolate drop kisses on my lips, and nothing, no, 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 is as sweet as this. Penny candy love, red hot and sticky sweet. Isn't that disgusting? Red hot and sticky sweet. Penny candy love, oh baby, you're the treat for me. And nothing, no, 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 is as sweet as this. Ba-ba, shoo-ba-boo-doo, ba-ba-da-da-da-doo-doo-boo-boo, hey, gumdrop. Gumdrop-ba-boo-da-ba-da-boo-da-boo, double-bubble, double-bubble, double-bubble. Double-bubble, pop-pop, and nothing, no, no,